everyone! Kamusta kayo? And welcome to How Can We Help? In this podcast, we will explore issues that may seem distant pero may malaking epekto sa mga buhay natin. Now, we're going to be talking about one of the pressing issues in the Philippine agriculture, the declining number of farmers. Now, as college students, hindi man maapektuhan ang ating mga everyday lives but it affects what we eat, how we spend, and even our future job opportunities. Mga kasama ngayon na guest speakers ay sila Mr. Clyde Conanan and Mr. Bench Alcantara, fellow students bringing unique perspectives to this important conversation. To start, how could you both tell us about the current state of the Philippine agriculture? What are some of the most pressing challenges facing our farmers today?
Okay, so according sa Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA, the agricultural sector, including farming, fishing, and aquaculture, has seen a notable decrease in employment. As of October 2024, the sector lost approximately 511,000 workers. So napakadami nga nun, and this significantly impacted the national employment landscape. And yung statistic na to is kasama na rin yung mga other workers nationally. And with this decline, coupled with the aging farmer population, is a major concern. So with a recent study that was conducted, indicates that the average age of Filipino farmers is between 55 and 59 years old. So may katandaan na, and meaning many are nearing retirement age without enough younger individuals entering the profession. And it's rare sa mga younger people na pumili ng profession related to agriculture. And I think this has something to do with the digital age, and dahil I think most na kabataan na tulad natin would choose a career with technology rather than traditional agriculture. And para bang no one would be inclined to take a low income and high cost job. So yung trend na to could severely impact our ability to produce enough food for our growing population.
Oh wow, that's a very concerning trend ha. May I know what are the reasons behind this decline in the number of farmers para sa ating kaalaman at mga listeners natin?
Maraming factors na involved like economic pressures such as low income and rising of production costs. Related din dito yung part na inflation rate. Na-mention nga ni Mr. Clyde kanina, there are significant deterrents. Maraming farmers ang kumikita pero mas tumataas naman yung bilihin, often living below the poverty line. Societal perceptions also play a crucial role. Then, farmers naman ay nakikitang mas less prestigious compared to other profession. Dahil nga sabi ni Mr. Clyde kanina, mas angat yung mga pumipili ng mga courses na about sa technology than the traditional farmers. Then, stigma na 'to yung nagdi-discourage sa mga young people nga na pumili ng ah, agricultural courses. Even when they have familial ties to farming, increase pa rin yung education nila and open sila dun sa part na technology ang kunin nilang course. Then, increased access to education naman ang nagbubukas sa ibang mga perception nila then sa career paths and as noted naman, further diverting young people away from agriculture.
Kaya nga no, that's so unfair. Kaya mas pinipili ng mga students natin ngayon ang technology-based courses kaysa sa agricultural courses. Now, how can we make farming more appealing to young people? Are there any innovative approaches that could address these challenges?
One promising solution is exploring modern agricultural practices like yung vertical farming na nakikita to with other countries, and yung mga there are benefits such as efficient land use, which is ideal sa mga urban areas. So parang instead of malawak na lupa yung kinakailangan, parang reduce na land pero pa-vertical nga as the name suggests, and year-round crop production, which minimizes reliance on weather conditions. And this can combat yung mga weather conditions like El Nino and yung La Nina. And also, the third benefit is higher yields, and this would maximize the space efficiency just like yung sinabi ko kanina, and reduced resource use kasi this conserves water and minimizes environmental impact. And also, there is job creation in urban areas, and parang mas nakakaakit, and yung technique na to is parang more advanced na parang futuristic. So, mas inclined yung mga people na yung sinasabi natin na pwede sa tech, pwede silang malagay sa agricultural industry with this vertical farming. And ayun nga, technological appeal, which incorporates cutting-edge technologies which attract tech-savvy individuals. And last one, the resilience against the climate change. And this reduces vulnerability to extreme weather events like yung sinabi ko na La Nina and El Nino, and possible changes dahil sa climate change and global warming. Okay, that's it.
Nakakamangha ah. Vertical farming seems like a promising solution. But what about traditional farming methods? Should we abandon them in favor of these new technologies?
In that, hindi naman. Siguro mahalaga pa rin na alalahanin natin yung mga, ah, bagay na yun. Then meanwhile, yung modern technologies naman natin, like vertical farming offers exciting possibilities. Then kasi ano tayo ngayon, nasa technology tayo ngayon. Puwede tayong maka-create ng, panibagong, ah, puwede tayong maka-create ng bagong technology like, katulad nga ng AI. Dati wala naman, pero, mas mahalaga pa rin natin ang respetuhin yung value ng traditional farming methods. Kasi ang traditional farming, mas madali siya dahil na-pass down through generations na lang siya, and deeply rooted in Filipino culture and heritage.
Okay, so how can we balance the need for innovation with the preservation of traditional farming practices?
So I believe we can find a way to integrate both, and we can encourage the adoption of modern technologies while supporting and preserving the traditional farming knowledge ng ating mga local farmers. And this could involve mga training programs that combine traditional and also modern farming techniques, or possibly initiatives that promote the use of technology to para ma-improve yung efficiency ng ating traditional na farming methods.
Wow, that sounds like a very balanced approach. What role can we, as college students, play in supporting the future of the Philippine agriculture naman?
Hmm, I think, we can start by raising awareness about sa mga challenges na kinaharap ng mga farmers natin ngayon. And we can also support initiatives that promote sustainable agriculture and encourage young people to consider careers in terms of college, yun nga, in this vital sector. We can, explore personal projects such as starting, small urban gardens, participating in a small community in our, uh, community. Then, dun na rin papasok yung, farming initiatives.
All right, that's a wrap, dear listeners. Thank you, Mr. Kunanan and Mr. Alcantara, for sharing your insights. This has been a very informative podcast. This concludes our episode on the declining number of farmers in the Philippines. Remember, every action, no matter how small, can contribute to a more sustainable and more prosperous agriculture future. Stay tuned for more discussions on important issues that matter. Kita-kits sa susunod na podcast.